What's up? What's up? Nice. What's up, Baha? Looks like, yeah, we do have some action here. TIVC, SLNH earlier, and REBN. I tried to trade some on TIVC, small size. I got filled at, I was looking for the $2 breakout, got in at 94, 97, and then we flashed to 91 on the bid, and I took a small loss. And then we ended up popping up after some chop. But got chopped out of that breakout, which is quite disappointing, but whatever. I kept the loss tight and didn't want to chase the entry after that. REBN, I tried to trade the pullback here to the pivot point, so we break out here on the 1 minute. And this pullback here, I tried to get in at like 278, 279, looking for that next green candle to retest the highs, which usually is a really good, it's a good trade, usually works out, but obviously not every setup works, and I did cut the loss for a couple cents, down about $21 on that one. So down to about 30 bucks pre-market, small. That's why I keep small size, but I thought it looked good at the moment, but I guess it didn't work out. That's how it goes. Hopefully Baha is green for the live stream here. Hopefully Baha is green. It looks like we're bottoming out here on REBN. Could look for a longer hold time trade here. If we break back over, let's see here. I like REBN. We do have a catalyst. Let's go. We should probably just go through our normal routine with reviewing the catalyst and the float. TIVC doesn't look too bad as well. It's got to hold up these levels. I don't want it to fade too far off the highs. All right, so REBN. Let's take a look here. This actually looks pretty decent here. It's underneath VWAP, but it's forming a strong reversal here. So this is kind of like the reverse head and shoulders. They come down, forming the first shoulder, the head, and then the second shoulder. We should probably break this flat top. It's kind of a small pattern, but it still should work out to where we do test VWAP. Looks like we have yet to break this last candle here, 264. Looks like we topped out at 263. Maybe lacking some volume. So REBN, 700,000 share float showing on FinViz. Announces expansion into China market through a master license agreement with IAID. So pretty decent catalyst, significant expansion into the China market. It's pretty good. Reborn Coffee is the company. So selling coffee in China, don't know how profitable that will be. I don't know if the Chinese, I guess, do they drink as much coffee as we do in the US? I'm not sure. I'm sure the US is like the #1 consumer of coffee, probably because of our culture. constantly on the go, constantly working, constantly hustling. So it looks like REVN forming that reversal, like we were saying, back up over VWAP. You know, it could have been a good trade. I don't know. It's called Chinese. That's funny. Chai tea. Yeah, so could have been a good entry there around like 59. I'd have to hold for like over a minute, which sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty long for me. But we're coming right back down. Which is not good. Let's see now how this fits. Doesn't really fit the charts. You have to hold up. Does it fit here? No, it does not fit there yet. See how the overall market's doing. Kind of in this consolidation. It looks like it's gonna form, you know, another pullback here, maybe, and then break of 525. It looks like, and honestly, looks bullish. But I mean, I know there's lots of talks out there that, you know, that could be seeing the top of this cycle. It's hard to tell though. I haven't been around long enough to really notice the signs yet. I mean, I didn't start even looking at the market till around 2015. I wasn't even like seriously trading until 2020. So I never really experienced a true like recession or true market crash. I guess maybe in here we had a decent recession here. But nothing like to the amount of like I'd never witnessed, you know, this for like a 2-3 year bear market. Because it's easy to not be able to think clearly when everything that you see is like super negative, saying, okay, don't get involved in the market, don't buy, everyone just, you know, everything's going to crap, everything's going to shit. And then to be able to still buy in those situations, because I remember in COVID it was like, in hindsight, like this is an amazing buy, but in the moment it's like everyone's telling you everything everywhere where you look is like, do not buy the market. The market's going to zero. Is that a cushion script to show previous candle? Oh, custom script, a cushion script. Yeah, so I can actually, that is in the Discord, I think. Let me see. Could be under resources. Let me see here. No, it's not in there. I have to find out where I got that script. Yeah, let me figure out where I got that script, and I can post it in the resources in the Discord, and then so you guys have access to that. But yeah, it is pretty helpful. Whatever time frame you're on, it will show your previous candle low, previous candle high. And you are an MMU member. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I'll make sure I get that to you. TIVC. So I did like TIVC because, you know, we did have a news. TIVC announces completion of non-invasive VNS study demonstrating effective biological changes in the autonomic, cardiac, and central nervous systems. So decent catalyst. The float is I'm sure it's pretty low. Yeah, it's got to be around 1 million or lower. Just basing on what I see here on Thinkorswim. But the only problem is now we're fading way too far off the highs. Fading way too far off the highs. This is a 40% pullback. 40% pullback. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see if REBN is holding up. REBN, okay, we formed that reversal, very nice. Pull back to the previous support level, previous pivot point, and then bounced back over VWAP. Pulling back here again, we're going to be able to hold this ascending support and curl up again and retest this pivot point. This one up here at 294, and then if we can break 294 and break 3, you can hopefully see a nice candle here testing 330, squeezing out any shorts that have accumulated in any of these price ranges here. And then looking at on the daily chart, we have this high here at 480. We had that reverse split up to 480 and then pulling back. So it looks like the target here is 480. If we can break 480, we can hopefully squeeze out through 5. And then from there, it really depends. It really depends what kind of market it's going to give us today. But it has been a IPO back in 2022, which set the high in at $12.45. I think eventually I'm going to want to turn into a trader where I will take a position down here off of support for a reversal and then be able to hold this for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or maybe up to an hour. Eventually I want to get to that level at some point, because I know there's definitely a huge advantage to being able to hold that long. Because sometimes since I'm hyper scalping, a lot of times it makes a great move, but because I'm hyper scalping, if the spread, it really depends on the spread, it depends on the fills, there's a lot of other variables that can influence whether or not I'm green on a stock that's going up. Sometimes I'm not even green going on a stock going up. Rather, if I just bought at a support level and just held, I don't have to worry about getting in and getting out, making sure I get a good entry, a low risk entry, and just being in there and to ride the move, you know, in a way that's beneficial. And I think that strategy has been paying off for those people who do hold longer. The past 2 weeks have probably been their best weeks ever, because stocks are going crazy. But if you're a hyper scalper, it's very hard to consistently get low risk entries, and combined with the spread, you're taking more risk than you think that you're taking. So if you just got in and just held for the move, you know, you would offset that because you wouldn't constantly be getting in and fighting the spread. But of course, you know, longer hold time means longer time in the market for a potential disaster or a potential risk. Longer hold time of, you know, what if you get caught in a halt down? and a severe halt down, and an offering, and a T12 halt. All those are much more riskier. Those variables, on the other hand, are much more riskier by having a longer hold time, especially with these types of stocks. So you kind of have to, pick your poison. Do you want to constantly be fighting the spread, fighting for low risk entries, but potentially missing the move, and also having a higher chance of avoiding any sort of T12 halt, offering news, or any sort of those terrible catalysts that can cause the price go like completely just decimate into like 50%, 60% flush? If you're scalping in and out, it's a lot less likely. I mean, it could still happen, but it's a lot less likely that you'll get caught in one. But obviously you may be limiting upside potential by constantly getting in and out and fighting the spread. You could even be red on the stock going up. Or, do you want to keep the longer hold time, accept the risk of, potentially getting caught in an offering, potentially being caught in a T12 halt, potentially being caught in a delisting, God forsakes, you get a delisting. I mean, it does happen. I know there's some traders who've got caught in delistings and lose like 80% of their trade, which is terrible, or more than 80%. You could lose 100% of your entire money you put in the market, in the trade, for a delisting. Those are all starts to become very more realistic of an event if you do adopt a longer hold time. But on the upside is you're able to capture more of the move potentially than if you were constantly getting in and out. So there's pros and cons to each way of trading, and it really comes down to what you feel most comfortable with. I've always kind of naturally gravitated to hyper scalping. Even before I knew there was a strategy behind it, I was always kind of getting in and out really quick. That was just how I naturally traded. But maybe, I don't know. I mean, those are some serious risks, getting caught in T12 or delisting or an offering. I mean, that could completely decimate your account. So you definitely have to be aware of everything. Yeah, of course, delisting can happen above $1 stock. This was remember EDTX a couple months ago, or maybe last year. EDTX, this thing got delisted. It doesn't even show up on the chart. It was up at $63 a share, ripping up. It was the leading gapper for this day. And I know a couple traders who got in this thing looking for a bigger move, a longer hold time, and it got halted pending news, and then it got delisted. Now it's gone. It's completely gone. They liquidated it for, looks like $10.34 a share. $10. So you bought it at 63 and you got liquidated out. The proceeds was equivalent to $10 a share. That's insane. That is literally, you just lost 84% of your profit. 84%. Or not 84% of profit, 84% of everything you had in the trade. That's crazy. And especially on a REBN's moving, I think I'm missing it here. But yeah, it's definitely an apparent risk that you have to be aware of. If you're in max size with that thing, like that sort of, if you're in, let's say, 2K shares, 120K, that's it. You lost 100K, and it wasn't even a trade. It was just like, I just bought, and then I lose $100,000. It's not even like, you didn't even close a position. They just closed it for you, and they gave you $10 a share. Anyways, REBN, I like this. We're curling up here for the open. It looks good here for the break of 330. And my target is 480. 480 is the target, baby. I think I think we can see it. I think we can see it. We're curling up, getting some volume here. This is exactly what I like to see for a potential winning stock here at the open. So hopefully we can, when we open, we don't completely dump like we did on CMND yesterday. Hopefully we hold up these levels and then rip up to 330 and start the party. We're ready to start the party. Looks like it's a very tight spread too, which is good. It's going to be easier to kind of get in and get out at the areas that you want to get in and get out. It doesn't look too thick, which is good. CMND had a little bit of problem with being too thick, but this one looks good. I like this one. 1 to 2 cent spread, not too bad. Recently, we've been having stocks even at $3, at the $3 range, having a 10 to 15 cent spread. It's like there must have been some new market maker in the business that just is terrible at their job, because how the heck on a $3 stock is the best entry, the best buy, 10 cents different than the best seller? They're not making the market. They're not making the market effectively and efficient. Their job, they like sworn to the market that they're supposed to make an efficient market. Past couple of weeks has not been an efficient market. But anyways, 45 seconds left. Hopefully you guys get green. Let's dial in here for REBN. Good luck. I'll catch you guys later.